Coming up on Mountain News at 6, protesters gathered outside the Whitley County Board of Education today, saying the district should be doing more when it comes to suicide awareness and bullying prevention. And a new bill would allow people to be prosecuted for homicide if they have an illegal abortion. A look at how Frankfort is responding coming up.
Plus, continuing to watch scattered storms work toward the region with the potential for those strong storms moving in. Details coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening again. I'm Steve Hensley. We are enjoying spring-like temperatures today, but storms are on the way. It's a WYMT First Alert Weather Day, and meteorologist Evan Hatter has more on what to expect. When do these storms arrive, Evan?
Well, Steve, it looks like those storms will have a couple of rounds of storms. The first kind of moves through as we head into the late night hours tonight and early tomorrow. Those will have the best chance of producing some heavy rain and gusty winds. Second round moves through as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, and that's when we see the potential for more damaging winds, more heavy rain, and even isolated tornadoes. No problems out there tonight. It's warm. 66, the current reading in Somerset. All is quiet downtown. We continue to see temperatures. We had some near 70 up towards I-64 a little bit ago. They're in the upper 60s now, and most of us are in the mid to upper 60s. Wind gusts have calmed a bit, but you see in central Kentucky where they got a little bit of sunshine, Lexington gusting to 26, Morehead to 21, so we will continue to see that potential through the evening hours. We're dry right now, but out to the west, we start to see that area of clouds we've been seeing all day, and another round of showers moving in from the west, and that's what's going to end up bringing severe weather to first the Mississippi Valley and then to eastern Kentucky as we head into the day tomorrow. That's why we want that First Alert weather app in your hand, because not only will you get alerts when warnings are issued for your location, you also get our latest forecast that'll tell you when some of those showers move in. We're in the low 60s as we head into tonight and eventually into the upper 50s as we see things work through during the overnight hours. I'll detail the latest timing and threats in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. A new bill filed in Frankfort would toughen Kentucky's abortion laws. The bill would allow people to be prosecuted for homicide if they got an illegal abortion. But the bill does not have the support of Kentucky Right to Life and Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Both have pushed to ban abortions in Kentucky. Grayson Passmore is in Frankfort following the legislation.
A Republican representative from Louisville filed a bill proposing abortions be prosecuted as criminal homicide. Under Kentucky's current trigger law, a doctor can be prosecuted and charged for providing illegal abortions. This bill proposes now both the pregnant woman and the doctor be charged with murder.
What this bill would do is it's going to repeal the fetal homicide law and replace it with just homicide. And which in certain circumstances, this can carry the death penalty.
On Tuesday, Representative Emily Callaway filed the Prenatal Equal Protection Act, a bill even some pro-life groups have said has gone too far. Like the Kentucky Right to Life executive director, who says they have never advocated for laws that penalize women, and Attorney General Daniel Cameron, who says, "While I strongly support prohibiting abortions in Kentucky, pregnant mothers deserve our help, support, and life-affirming options not to face criminal charges."
It feels absolutely like a slap in the face to democracy.
As the policy strategist with the ACLU of Kentucky, Jackie McGranahan works to stop anti-abortion legislation like House Bill 300 and Senate Bill 118, filed by Senator Whitney Westerfield, the Republican from Crofton. It proposes an amendment to the state constitution that makes it clear it does not protect the right to or funding of an abortion.
To come to the ballot and say where they stood, and it was loud and clear. And still and yet, the legislators are pushing even more extreme abortion restrictions.
The bill's language is similar to that of Amendment 2, which was voted down back in November. At the Capitol, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
The language in Senate Bill 118 states the amendment would give elected representatives and senators the right to enact laws regarding abortion, including pregnancies resulting from rape or incest, or in cases of saving the life of the mother. After more than 7 months on the run, 2 Whitley County men have been arrested for their role in a burglary of a local store. Deputies from the Whitley County Sheriff's Office and the K-9 unit from Kentucky State Police served arrest warrants on 28-year-old Jerry Alvin Canada and 27-year-old William Canada. Both are from Canada Town. The pair are accused of stealing from Pap's Place Market back in July 2022. 5 people in southern Kentucky were sent to the hospital yesterday. The Corbin Fire Department told us a RTEC bus was involved in a crash at the intersection of Kentucky 3606 and Radio Tower Road. Crews said 5 patients, 4 passengers, and the driver were taken to Baptist Health Corbin. We are told their injuries are non-life-threatening. Steve Williams and Walter K. Smith of Cumberland and Lawrence Lucas of Lynch in Harlan County were indicted by a grand jury on federal drug charges. The 3 were charged after a several-month investigation between the Appalachia Narcotics Investigations Unit. Police say the trio is believed to have brought large amounts of meth not only into Harlan County but other communities in southwest Virginia and East Tennessee. One southeastern Kentucky Police Department is looking to focus on those driving under the influence, not only to keep drivers and pedestrians safe, but to also prevent someone from dealing with a loss similar to one they have faced. WIMT's Alyssa Williams has more from London.
Drug and alcohol abuse continues to grow more prevalent within many Kentucky communities, creating an even bigger issue when those abusing substances decide to get behind the wheel under the influence.
DUIs are a steady issue everywhere. We have just recently increased or stepped up our DUI enforcement.
London Police Department Chief Chuck Johnson says his department is working to crack down on DUIs through various incentives.
More aggressive traffic enforcement and more aggressive patrols. You know, the more cars you stop in your traffic enforcement efforts, the more DUIs you're going to just naturally run into.
The department is also working to share more of these arrests on social media.
We've recently started publishing our DUI arrests, and that's something that this department hadn't been doing. Other departments have been.
Johnson says this issue holds even more importance to them following the loss of Officer Logan Medlock last year.
We lost an officer in October of 2022 to an impaired driver. So it's an issue that's near and dear to our heart, and it's important to us, and we are going to aggressively enforce it.
Reminding everyone of the importance of driving sober. In London, Alyssa Williams, WIMT Mountain News.
Chief Johnson says you should come up with a plan for travel before you're under the influence. Johnson stresses regardless if you feel you have a high alcohol or drug tolerance, you should never get behind the wheel. Addiction Recovery Care is launching a new program called Inside ARC right here on WIMT. The show will highlight their treatment centers and success stories from people struggling with addiction. Vice President of Marketing Vanessa Keaton says they are hoping it will lead people dealing with substance abuse to making a faster, life-saving decision.
Maybe it helps it to make it a little less scary about them deciding to seek treatment if they understand a little more about what a day in a treatment facility would look like. We're wanting to share hope with others through the stories that we get to tell about people who have successfully completed either our program or another program and are living.
The show will air Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and Friday mornings at 10:30 a.m. right here on WIMT.